Howdy, guys, and welcome to another episode of the One Micronesia Podcast. I'm your host, Victorious, and we're back with another one. And this week, pretty much the first couple weeks here of the year, I wanted to check back on interviews that I did last year, check up on organizations, individuals who I talked to, and to find out, what's in stores for 2021, really, because in 2020, when we talked, we're all going through a pandemic, so in 2021, it's a whole new year. We're kind of slowly seeing a little bit of that light at the end of the tunnel. So I wanted to check back on, these organizations, individuals who have great ties with the FAS community here on Guam. So one of those individuals who is part of a great organization is my buddy Troy Aguon, brother. Thank you so much for jumping on the show here, man.
Yeah, brother. Hey, thank you, man, for having me back and having a little follow-up, chat.
Hey, anytime. I mean, I had to, I wanted, usually when you kick off a whole new year, you set aside, last year's guest list and work on a new guest list. But for me, I thought it would be an awesome thing to check back, because I believe in connection and to keep a connection going, you always have to follow up and check back on your friends, once in a while, like see how they're doing. So, I believe, this is one of the greatest way to do it is to find out what's in stores for 2021 and pretty much how are you doing after a whole 2020. And then we're off to a new year.
Yep.
So, but first things first, Happy New Year, my brother. How did it all work out for you? I'm pretty sure you spent it with family.
Oh yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Yep.
Awesome. And, Troy, when you came on last year, we talked about an awesome event and how you worked it out. And it was awesome. I mean, you mentioned in the interview that, it was something that was planned before the pandemic, things that's going to happen virtually pretty much. And then we went into the pandemic, and then that's when everybody realized that virtual was the way to do it in 2020. So, we saw a lot of event happen, and then this event kind of kicked off. So let's kind of, for everybody watching right now who might have not caught our interview last year, kind of real quick, just go over what the 5K is and how it works and all that.
Okay. All right. So I'm not sure if you knew about the whole virtual feature, the virtual concept, but we actually started this like almost 3 years ago, pre-COVID. Okay, so when the virus happened, it actually assisted in the education to the community, and so now everyone and their grandma pretty much is doing a virtual challenge. So the timing, of course, it's a sad thing. A lot of people, lives were affected and lost, but it helped out on bringing the virtual concept to Guam and kicking off the ground. And so for the One Micronesia, for you in particular, my brother, and my efforts to unite, our brothers and sisters, all over the Pacific and Micronesia. So the purpose of the goal when I created this event, this fundraising activity, right, was for initially our organization for Learn Tomorrow. But my gosh, the potential of it was so overwhelming and so beneficial that, I'm a God-fearing man, so my creator wouldn't allow me to do it unless I shared it with everybody. So we opened it up. We're inviting, any nonprofit, charity, even family medical, who want to raise funds to participate in these events. And so I thought, you know what? I have a bunch of friends in the Micronesia. And I love them so much. They're very, very happy. Funny. Just everyone I know. They're all awesome individuals. And so, and of course, I want to keep a nice, good light on my brothers and sisters. And as a matter of fact, even more than that, bring them out. As far as like the business entrepreneurs in the community, as well as also to the general community to help support them. Like for example, this Micronesian virtual run is to help benefit the guys over at Micronesia Resource Center. So that's going to be the benefactor, them.
That's amazing. And, one of the reasons why, we talked and I really got, passionate about this is, you reached out not to only connect our communities together, but you reached out to an organization that's key right now in our community that's out there at the forefront with with helping everybody out with information. I talked to them about this, and I thank them so much for doing for stepping up, especially when we went into lockdown, the first ever lockdown we went into. Information was key during the time. Like, nobody knew what was happening. And when it came to our citizens here in Guam, it's not a lot of us really it's really, you'd have to sit down, read the information over and over again to understand. Like, I would do so. Like, if you gave me information about releases or when it came out during the COVID, like guidelines and stuff like that, for me, I'd have to read it more than once to understand what I'm supposed to do, what I'm not supposed to do. So Manelu did their part in translating those information, especially for the people. And then PUA kicked in. That was we talked about their website where people were going crazy on how to fill out even just the first page of the website. So
Exactly.
Manelu was one of those organizations that stepped up and really broke everything down for individuals who lost their jobs during the pandemic, who needed money but couldn't because the government shut down work because of health reasons. So they stepped up to help those who needed help during to fill out the PUA and to understand guidelines during the time. So Manelu, like I said, I always told him, like, thank you guys so much for what you're doing. It's just you guys thought, they thought out of the box, pretty much. So for you to extend this opportunity to help an organization like them, it's just a beautiful thing, man. And that's when you talk about connection, that's a connection right there. You made it, bro. So thank you so much. And and I'm pretty sure they thank you through emails and texts and through phone calls through what you're doing here. It's just an amazing thing.
We're excited, man. Yeah, we're very excited because the structure and the nature of the mechanics, right, and the people involved and the intention, right, with the collaboration for other. This has never really been done before. Where it's our fundraiser, right, but we're actually opening up to share with other nonprofits, right. So it's, again, brother, the world is a different place, man. So I thought that we have to work together. So for me, it was a no-brainer, right, and for all, everyone on our organization, it was a given that we have to work together. So I was thinking, let's lead by example, right? And then set up something where we can demonstrate, man, community over competition. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so we want to try to instill that mindset. It's about the community. I mean, of course, traditionally, when businesses with similar products or services, it's very competitive, right? In any market. And so the goal and the hope for what we put together to demonstrate, to lead by example, and to let them know that, look, we all can make out somehow, as far as to monetarily benefit, where we can share it, and continue our missions individually, if you will. So we're very excited about that, and we're really hoping and praying that that everybody, organizations, individuals, everyone across the board can see that, hey, it's not about competition; it's about working together for the community. So.
Amen. And so we're talking about this amazing event that you put together. We talked about your benefactors, who not only Manelu, but you've chose other nonprofit organizations out there that your proceeds would go to them as well. So that's an awesome thing. So now people are listening and they're like, yo, okay, what is this? How do I get involved? So let's talk about this 5K. We're talking about the Micronesian virtual 5K. Let's talk about this, because when we think of pre-COVID, when you say 5K, people are like, all right, which is it, Saturday? Is it Sunday? Like which day is it? Exactly. So how does this work? Because now we're doing things virtually. So for people listening right now, can you give them more information of how they go about joining in?
Okay, so basically it's exactly like like any other event of 5K, but of course the difference is that you're not showing up at a venue where it traditionally is, where all people gather because of the lockdown, right? So the virtual concept, my brother, is where you can do the run in your own location and your own time, right? And so not only that too, but you can not only, here's the exciting part too. You can run it, you can walk it, you can run, walk, hike, bike. You can even use a treadmill, right? So you have to remember, my brother, that this event is, yes, we're focusing on health and fitness, but please don't just keep in mind that these are fundraising activities, right? So that it's based on the honor system. So obviously it's impossible for us to scrutinize whether or not a person ran the 5K, right? I mean, like, hey, you didn't really run that, so it's not about that,
Right,
So what we
because
do,
it can be something like, yo, I just like, how did you run the 5K? Like, I saw you like at Payless, or I saw you at at the mall. Like, how are you running the 5K?
yeah, exactly. So what's gonna happen is we give them a 1 week's time, right, to complete it. And so so what we use are like those fitness apps. So the app that we chose to use, right, is Strava. So if you can go to your Apple, or Google Play App Store, download it. It's free. It's called Strava. 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 So we're using that because from what we've researched and from the community that uses it, that's pretty much like a Facebook of fitness apps. It's very powerful. It has leaderboards. It has like GPS. You can track exactly where the person ran. I mean, like, can you imagine somebody just running around their house? So it's fun tool, very powerful, and it utilizes social media to share, and you can even challenge somebody, call somebody out. Say, hey, I'm doing this, and that's actually the exciting part. Is do you remember, brother, the ice bucket challenge? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I mean, who can't forget the ice bucket challenge?
Exactly. So I'm excited because I'm hoping it catches that kind of attention where we call out someone and we challenge them, to do a 5K, So that's the hope, if you will, kind of thing.
That's amazing, and thank you, and to the organization as well. Because you guys are putting these events together through a time. We're walking into a whole new year. We don't nobody even wants to think of what's going to happen this year, 2021. Everybody's playing it, day by day. So to have events like this to give people hope, to give people a way to exercise. Everybody's doing a lot of exercise, especially when we went into lockdown.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. And at the same time, supporting a great cause. That's just amazing.
Exactly. It's a beautiful model. The support is all around, and so we're very, very, very excited. I mean, because again, you can walk it, hike it, you can go on a hike, maybe go on the beach, or if again we're preparing it for whether or not we can open, if the governor opens up to regular 5K. If not, then we're prepared either way. You know what I'm saying? So we're excited.
All right, so Troy, quick question. We're talking about this. I know it's virtual. What's a date? Is there a deadline? Is there a start date? Is there a deadline?
Yeah. So what it is? So we're actually opening up the pre-registration tomorrow. Thursday. So it's going to run until a week before the end of March. So we're focusing it. We're purposely having the deadline on the week of execution. And mesh tomorrow, which is March, of course. And then so the last
Viva!
And so we're actually tying it into an event that we're actually having at Tagachang Beach. So we're hoping and praying that if the governor loosens up the activities for people to that do 5Ks and other sports activities, we're planning on having an event the last week of March. It's on a Sunday, the last Sunday of March. I don't want to give any details, but if it works out in that manner, in that way, then we're going to have the raffle drawings, and people come over to that event to pick up their prizes and stuff. So we're tying it all in. I'll share that more when we get closer to that date.
Awesome. So Troy, pretty much, it's the registration's open tomorrow on a Friday. That'll be January 22nd, and then it's open until the end of February. You said?
No, March 28th is the day of that activity over at the Tagachang. So
okay.
So the second week of March, that's the deadline. My apologies. I don't have the day, but the second week of March, that's the deadline.
So it's pretty much registration starts tomorrow. So you're saying pretty much the 5K starts tomorrow on your time, because is that what you're saying? Like anybody? So once you register, you can start running your mileage, or how does this work?
Yes. Yeah. Correct. And so you can it starts tomorrow, but we close it the second week of March, so that we can prepare the merchandise, the shirts and the medals and the bib and all that. So we want some time to sell for people to purchase. The one thing that we're very excited about, my brother, is that this is 100% paperless registration. Wow. So what's going to happen is all the details I'm sharing with you now will be on the guam5k.com website. Okay, and so when to purchase, you can pay online, or you could go and purchase a prepaid card that's over at any Payless customer service counter. Again, those details will be on the Guam5k.com website. Okay.
Wow. So that's awesome. This is a 5K that's at your convenience, pretty much. You
Absolutely.
sign up and you run each mile at your own time. You stretched out the deadline pretty much. So from January to March, you can run at any time. So if you can't do it this weekend, that's fine. You have next week. Or you do, people
Exactly.
who run in the morning, you can, add that as you're running each morning before work. So there's a lot, man, and it's beautiful. And my dogs are off, they're excited about this too, guys.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
So it's a beautiful thing, Troy. It's an amazing, amazing event, amazing opportunity to help out nonprofit organizations at the same time. Work on fitness. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Can I mention that our significant partner, which is Micronesian Viral, can we?
Yeah, go for it. And thank you for doing so, because I'm going to have them on the podcast coming up next. So, Micronesian Viral, everybody knows Micronesian Viral with so much followers they have on Instagram. And the content, too, is what I love. And I'd love to get them on and talk about it, because they're all about not just Guam, not just Yap, not just Palau, they're all about the whole Micronesian. Their content, too, is, it's beautiful. Sometimes, they post, funny TikTokers video, but at the same time they bring some cultural posts at the same time, some history of Micronesia. So they mix it up and it's just beautiful. And I can't wait to sit down with them and chop it up and find out how it began and how it's doing now.
Yes, exactly.
So let's talk about it. Your partnership with this awesome individuals or group.
They're a couple. They're a young couple, man, and they're parents of two young kids. And man, Victorious, I'm a veteran of business for 25 years. And so I know what it's like to be young and ambitious, right? And so when I see these couples, man, that are, in the Micronesian, descent, I'm like, man, so exciting, man. I was like, I really want to help them out and do whatever I can to lift them up and to get them to succeed in whatever it is they're doing, whatever it is, whatever resources I have, networking opportunities, whatever it is, you have it all. You know what I'm saying? And so, just to be a part and, serving others, right, and being a part of their success, oh my goodness, what a joy, that would bring, to me personally, it's very fulfilling. And so I actually spoke with those guys, gosh, maybe 3-4 years ago, way before even this virtual thing was even an idea, and so God is so good, man. He's so good that the timing was incredible. It was not an accident. It was definitely a divine appointment. And so, they didn't really respond because of whatever reason, but they responded again. The timing was, and the specific time was incredible. So we finally replied. I pitched them the idea, and these guys, my brother, it's very rare, because when I spoke about the whole thing, sure, no problem, that sounds good. It was like they were too easy. I'm like, yeah, okay. I was just verbally describing it, right? And this is like, I guess before they even knew who I was or what organization, right? But they're so trusting and so it was all love, man. And so, because of that, and man, they have almost 30,000 followers, my brother. That's incredible. You kidding me? So, and like you said, the reach that they have and the audience, from the different islands, and the participation and their content is just all love. It's all happy. It's all good energy, man. And so how can you not want to support that, right? So, so in that sense, we reach out to them, and then they're a key part of us penetrating and reaching out to the FAS community.
Of course. They had the connection. All you had to do was to ask, and they're awesome. And I saw them for the first time. I've never, like I said, I DM'd these guys and I don't even know who I'm talking to. And you sent me the video and I was like, oh, that's who I'm going to be talking to coming up next.
Yep.
I was like, okay, that's going to be good. Because honestly, I just knew they were of Micronesian descent. I didn't know if they were from Guam, Palau, or Pohnpei, or Kosrae, Marshalls. But, I was like, I know it's somebody from Micronesia. I know they would want to talk, so let me reach out. So I did, and they agreed. They were so cool. They're like, yeah, give us a date. Thank you so much for reaching out. I was like, yeah, no problem, man. So I got them come up next. So if you guys watch right now, if you want to, find out what's coming up next, well, it's going to be Micronesian Viral. So we'll talk about to them, and then also, mention, the 5K that's coming up. So it's a beautiful thing, making these connections. And I think that's what's key. If we want to continue moving forward in such an amazing direction with good vibes and positivity. This is what we want to make these connections, and you're making it, man. Manielu's doing their part. Micronesian Resource Centers doing their part, other organizations, Guahan Humanities, and then your organization as well, doing something like this to keep it going. So that's beautiful. Thanks so much, Troy.
Can I mention? Let me mention one of the things. One of the exciting parts about this whole project that we're doing. One thing that's significant, right, is that this is not just an event one time and then that's it. This is going to be an ongoing type of activity for the fundraising and for the effort of that support. And so that's the beautiful thing about it. And so, for example, so after this 5K, we plan on doing a bunch of other virtual challenges, right? And it's designed for the family. So it's a family fitness type thing, right? So for health and wellness, right? So one of the challenges is we're very excited about. So it's basically the challenge is this. So whatever the miles is from Guam to Yap, Guam to Pohnpei, Guam to Chuuk, Cause, Rai, whatever those miles are, we're hoping that we can challenge that community from those islands, right? To come out, register, represent your island, right? And achieve those miles collectively. So if you want to contribute 1 mile, that's awesome. If you want to, contribute miles, like 5 miles, 10, 20, 30 miles, whatever it is, that's awesome as well. So the challenge is to do that in a specific time. And we're thinking maybe like a month or something, we'll give like a deadline. So I think a month is a fair enough time for that type of challenge. So remember, like Hawaii, Las Vegas, a lot of people from all over the world, the Micronesian community, they're everywhere. So imagine them having the opportunity to contribute towards that. And my brother Victoria, is one of the most important things, man, about this project. Imagine this, right? The tourism is down, right? The money is, we're devastated. So what we're doing, if you think about it, we're actually bringing money from the outside off island into Guam. So that's new money, right? So it's charging, it's adding to the economy. So that's another reason that the benefits of having a virtual these virtual events is because the marketing is going to be heavy for people off island. Don't get me wrong. Of course we're targeting here in Guam, but we also want to target even more for the people spread out all over the world. Okay.
Oh yeah, and talk about communities, our island communities out in the States. Here in Guam we see each other every day. But in the States, they barely see each other. So like every time there's a gathering, you were in the States, so every time there was a gathering, you saw people come out in full force. And the Chamorros came out with their sinahis, and the flags are always there. They come out and represent. You talk about an island community, the Micronesian community out in the States, they come out strong when you call on them. So trust me, when you extend this opportunity to them, they're going to come out, and they're going to come out in full force. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And like I said, brother, this is all about leading by example, man. Showing and demonstrating genuine effort and definite, and intention. You cannot. There's just no arguing after. When you do something like this, there's no arguing that the intention is in the right place. And then the good that can come from it and bringing the community together. So I'm very excited, man. Very happy and very honored, humbled, and proud, man, to work with Micronesian Viral and of course KOM and the One Micronesia podcast. So by Victorious, you've been a very instrumental, man. You're very key network guy to connect me. So God bless you so much. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much, man. I'll try. Like I said, we got to make these connections, and it's not only me. It's everybody. That's how we get in touch with everybody through making these awesome, amazing connections. So thank you so much, Troy. I mean, that pretty much wrapping up here. Before I let you go again, I just kind of let people know where they can go to register, because I know we're talking about Friday, January 22nd being the first day of registration, and then you can go ahead and start with your putting in that mileage of towards the 5K. So where can people go ahead and find registration at?
Okay. So all the information, all the details that you need to know, every single is available on guam5k.com. If you go to guam5k.com, you see all the detailed information, how to pay, how to register, and the online form. It's all there. Okay.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Troy, again, brother, thank you so much for jumping on here on the podcast. And again, let me know if there's anything else you want to talk about. I know it's a whole new year, 2021, a lot. You talk about that challenge that you want to do. So, whenever you're ready, just jump back on and we'll, keep talking about awesome events that you guys are putting together.
I love you, my brother, so much. Thank you again for having me on, man. My challenge today is to reach out, man, to all business owners and individuals, you know, to challenge each other, call them out, family members to, you know, come and join us for this. Again, you can run, walk, hike, you can bike it, you can even swim, paddle, whatever it is, man. You can, you can participate in that manner. So again, it's about community. It's about working together, putting that whole competitive thing aside for, for a minute and coming together to support one another. God bless you, my brother.
All right. God bless you, Troy. Guys, that is Troy Aguon there talking about an awesome event that is coming up. It's called the Micronesian Virtual 5K Run. You can find out more about that. We'll leave the information in the comment, let you know where you can go to register. Until then, man, you guys have a great one. And we'll see you guys at the next episode where we have Micronesian Viral. So stay tuned. We'll be back with another one right here on KUAM. It's the One Micronesia Podcast. Peace.